Already know this is Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. And ladies and gentlemen, gotta watch the road. Still coping with the snowstorm out here, New York City. But I've grown so much respect and have grown to admire the career of Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, thus far. And what I mean by that is Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence didn't piggyback off somebody else's legacy. They have built their own legacy. They ain't face no cash cow, to piggyback off their, off their legacy and things of that nature. They have built their own legacy and it's still building. Jermell Charlo, you already know, is a unified junior middleweight champion of the world. Got the 3 straps and the lineal championship belt. You got Errol the True Spence, who's unified in the 147, one of the richest division in the sport of boxing. Back-to-back wins with Porter and Danny Silva Garcia. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I wasn't so high on Errol Spence. I think that, of course, he's an Olympian, have grit, fundamentally sound. I just didn't see a lot of, I see a lot of good. I saw a lot of good, but I didn't see, special. I didn't see it at first. And it does happen. It happens sometimes. You catch on late. I said it before. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Kobe Bryant. But then, he proved it. He kept on proving. I was more of an Allen Iverson fan. So, when it comes to the NBA, we always had that discussion of who's better, and Allen Iverson or Kobe. And I was the one that'd be like, come on, man, Kobe and Allen Iverson. But Kobe, year by year, dedicated and achievement after achievement. And I'm like, yo, Kobe is the man. And that's how I feel about Errol the True Spence as well. But I feel they're doing a great job because they're building their own legacy, and especially in a time where a lot of people are, calling out Manny Pacquiao. Of course, Errol Spence called Manny Pacquiao, but of course because he had the strap as well, and Canelo Alvarez, and people want to get that, get that cash cow under their belt and their legacy. But I'm happy that Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence is building their own legacy in which they haven't need that, and they're creating their own cash. They're creating their own legacy in terms of pay-per-view cachet, right? Errol Spence already have 3 pay-per-views: Mikey Garcia, Danny Silva Garcia, and Sean Porter. So he's doing a great job, and of course, a lot of the boxing world wants to see Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence, and I'm just telling y'all right now, I've been saying it for a while that I just believe that fight is not going to happen. It's one of those fights in every era. There's one of those fights that the fans want to see, that we all want to see, but just doesn't happen. It doesn't come through fruition, and I think that's going to be one of those fights. We ain't get Triple G, Andre Ward. We didn't see Morales versus Marquez. We didn't get to see Tyson versus Tua. We didn't get to see Paul Williams versus Floyd Mayweather. Damn, they ain't even clear this road. Look at this road, man. They ain't even clear this road. Look at that. This is what I gotta handle, man. And they ain't clear the highway, man. So I gotta take it a little slow. But, and you see that I put Errol Spence versus Charlo. Now, there's people gonna be like, oh, but they got the same trainer, they're friends, and da. In boxing, man, when it comes between those roads, man, they ain't no friends. And we've seen it before where there's 2 fighters that had the same trainer, and the trainer just had to pick one. It's all about their legacy right now. They can't worry about James too much. Of course, that's their coach and that's their trainer. But Cotto and Manny Pacquiao fought, and both of them had the same trainer. And Roach just had to make a decision and be on Manny Pacquiao's corner. So, to be honest, man, I think it could happen. I think Jermell Charlo versus Errol the True Spence is a great fight. It's a great fight, and I'm not gonna neglect that. I'm not gonna neglect that fight, even though there's people gonna be like, oh, but they friends again, man. Come on. There's been friends in the sport of boxing that has fought. one another. That doesn't matter. It's about achieving greatness. I know when there was both coming up, they wasn't like, oh, it's about Errol Spence, or oh, it's about Jermell Charlo. It's not like I'm saying Jermell Charlo versus Jermell Charlo. Those are brothers. Those are brothers. They ain't gonna fight. But for legacy, I think it will do it will do a lot for both of their legacy, especially for Errol Spence. Both of them are in the pound for pound top 10 in a lot of people's pound for pound. This is a pound for pound fight. Jermell Charlo could promote himself. He know how to talk the talk. Love the Tony Harrison promotion. I'll even see a trilogy off that. And it's also it erases the notion, not emotion. It erases the notion that, oh, black fighters may need Latino fighters and stuff like that. They don't need. No, you don't need. You have great fights. Look at the Hearns and the Haglers and the Leonards and the Hearns and Tyson and Lennox and Tyson and Holyfield and Foreman and, you know, Ali and Frazier and Foreman and Frazier and Ali and all these fights. All this notion, who started this Latino versus black fighters is the thing that sells and blah, blah, blah. Nah, man. Black fighters versus black fighters sells. It sells. And a Jermell Charlo versus Errol the True Spence, damn it, that sells, man. That's a great fight. And we also will see Errol Spence probably being the underdog. You know, we hear this stuff when you're moving up. Every great has moved up. Leonard has moved up. You know, Durang has moved up. A lot of people has moved. Roy Jones Jr. has moved up, and Floyd Patterson, and everybody has moved up. All the greats. So why wouldn't a big welterweight like Errol Spence move up and actually, you know, I'm not saying he hasn't challenged himself, because of course he challenged himself back-to-back Porter and Danny Silva Garcia, and has fought Kell Brook when he was in his prime, but yet, you know, he was, you know, after the Golovkin fight, but whatever. Has a decent resume, is accomplished in one of the richest divisions in the sport of boxing. And we want to. And Errol Spence is the big welterweight. Wait, why not fight a Jermell Charlo? That will be big. That will be highly accomplished. Now we will see Errol Spence as the underdog. Oh, could he lose? Could he win? Yo, in terms of style as well, you know, Errol Spence has that grit. He has that action-packed style. You know. I think he leads it in high volume punches when it comes to the 140, 147, and 154 pound. I think he leads it in high volume punches. So he's an exciting fighter. So let me know what y'all think. It's not a fight that we should neglect. It's not a fight that we shouldn't be talking about. I'm not gonna be stuck on Bud and Spence. I'm not going to be stuck on Ugas and Spence, and that's a great fight also. Errol Spence versus Yordanis Ugas. Of course, unification bout. I'm down for that fight. I am down for that fight. But I'm also down for Errol Spence versus Jermell Charlo. And even, I'm all for Jermell Charlo moving up to 160 and challenging Demetrius Andre. That's also a great fight. There's a lot of legacy fights. And you know why I'm saying this? Because they have proven to me that they're out there to create their own lane, their own legacy. Again, they don't need that legendary fighter. They don't need that cash cow. They are building themselves to being a cash cow themselves. And this is why I respect and admire their career thus far. So, and they both on the same, well, they both for Al. This fight could happen. And it's a good fight. Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I hope everybody out there doing good. Shout out to all the boxing content creators, whether you agree or disagree with each other's content. I want everybody well, I want everybody taking care of their family. The best, you know, any opinion I could give out there, my strong opinion is, and my strong recommendation is, everybody out there, man, just gain a personal relationship with the Most High God. We're all brothers and sisters in Christ. We're all, you know, sons and daughters of the Most High. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I'll do a disservice if I don't, you know, share it with y'all. So I hope everybody doing out there well. You want to donate to the channel, donate to the channel. A Cash App, $ Punch Drunk. You can also get the Punch Drunk boxing t-shirt, hoodie below the video. So again, I think it's a good fight. I'm happy about these guys. Pound for pound, highly accomplished, and not coming in with the type of hype. You know, they have worked for everything they have gotten.